Let's stay in Pakistan and bring in Numan Kessa, who's a lawyer in Islamabad. Numan, thank you for joining us on World Have Your Say. Do you think that justice was done when Osama Bin Laden was shot?
Well, first of all, I'd like to express my great sorrow and grief for the victims of 9/11, 7/7, and any other terrorist attack around the globe, either conducted by the terrorists or the non-terrorists, with this non-terrorist being in inverted commas. All the perpetrators of these heinous crimes should have been brought to justice without any fail. When I say that they should have been brought to justice without any fail, this means there should have been due process of law. Now, what is due process of law? Due process of law is when a case is carried on against a person, he should be given an opportunity to be heard. As the Latin phrase goes, audi alteram partem. No one should be condemned unheard. That person should not be killed as he is unarmed. He should be given a due process of law. So same thing applies to Osama Bin Laden as well.
Numan Kessa, you're a lawyer in Islamabad. Do you think a dangerous precedent has been set by the way the Americans carried out this raid?
Well, this indeed is a dangerous precedent. As I said earlier, that a criminal, no matter how big a criminal he is, no matter how big a bounty is there on his head, he should be given the right to due process of law. If a person is not given a due process of law, this is, for me, a very dangerous precedent. And this too coming from a country which is a greater supporter of democracy and due process of law around the globe. I, as a lawyer, can't expect this.
If I was mentioning that we've got guests in Islamabad, Nairobi and in London, but of course World Have Your Say is a global conversation. We're getting calls from all over the globe. Let's cross to the World Have Your Say team where they're taking your calls and find out what you're saying from Ben, who's there.
Now, a lot of people calling in to talk about the justification for killing Osama Bin Laden, but also speculating about how a trial would work had he been captured alive. Uche in Mali called in. I was just speaking to him. He wanted to respond to Numan Kessa in Pakistan, saying that Bin Laden destroyed people and I'm happy that he's gone, the world is now a safer place. This one from John in Dunedin in New Zealand. Hello to you and thanks for your point. He says it doesn't make sense to kill a man who's unarmed in front of his children. I'd be interested in hearing whether our guests have an opinion on whether that makes any difference. And also I've just been speaking to Navi in Melbourne, Australia. Now, he lost his cousin in the 9/11 attacks. He thinks we could have got more information on terror networks had Bin Laden been captured.
To pick up on those issues on World Have Your Say on BBC Radio in 1 hour's time. Keep the calls coming. You can see the team there. Give them a ring if you want to take part in that discussion. Thanks to Seth. Thanks also to Noman here in London. I'll speak to you very soon.